Omarosa, man. I never thought I'd have to make a video, that it would be worth making a video about Omarosa Manigault, now Omarosa Manigault Newman. But it's 2018. Omarosa is relevant. She's not just a reality TV phenomenon now. She's freaking relevant to the national news discourse. God help us all. That's sort of where I'm at with this. God help us. Omarosa is relevant. It's a sign of the fucking apocalypse. That's where I'm at emotionally. Now, for people who don't know who Omarosa is, all five of you, here's Omarosa with Donald Trump. She was a White House staffer that, once was working at the White House for a year. She left under very dramatic circumstances. There were rumors at the time, but now she's talking. And oh lordy, she has tapes. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things I've seen, observed, surrounding, first of all, Omarosa herself, because she's been doing so many interviews, it's not even funny. From a purely free market capitalist perspective, good for her. She's making money while she can. My husband can confirm that I have said for a while, the first ex-Trump staffer to write a tell-all book that is willing to get down in the muck and just, be negative, go negative, is going to be rewarded by the media. And it's happening. Sean Spicer didn't do it. He had the Post position, but he didn't, according to Omarosa, he signed an NDA, and that's why he didn't do it. But, she saw an opportunity and she took it. So all other morality aside, good for you, girl. Make bank, okay? The rest of it is really concerning. I don't want to minimize the seriousness of the allegation that someone managed to get a recording device into the Situation Room, which is supposed to be one of the most secure locations on the planet. I almost said most mature locations on the planet. That may have been a Freudian slip. But that is serious. And I don't want to minimize that. That concern was why I decided to do this video, because various serious-minded friends of mine are pissed about that. Now, I'm not 100% certain it actually did take place in the Situation Room. I noticed the White House has adopted this narrative, but we've got two unreliable narrators here, Omarosa and the White House. I don't know why they'd lie about this, but I don't know why they'd tell the truth about this. I don't know why they wouldn't just say, no, it wasn't the Situation Room, it was here. If she's lying about that, yes, there are tapes, but her credibility is already questionable. And at first I thought, well, wow, people are just treating her like her character from The Apprentice. There are still people in this day and age that don't know that reality TV isn't real. But the black press, the black political press, hates Omarosa's guts. April Ryan hates her. Michael Steele hates her. Fairly even people, fairly not prone to riling people, cannot stand Omarosa, and it seems like it's for very personal reasons, that she screwed them in one way or another over the years, and they just don't trust her. So that's important, but I don't think Omarosa is dumb, like Trump claims. I think she's actually quite smart, and she knew she had this credibility problem. And so when she started thinking her days were numbered, she started recording things, because she knew in order for anyone to listen to a tell-all, she would need evidence. And so she sort of pre-planned this moment, which is very smart, if not necessarily again, moral in any other way. The other thing I've noticed about Omarosa when she's interviewed, she's not a very good liar. She has really obvious tells. The nice thing is there's enough of her talking to know when she's actually authentically recalling an experience and when she's doing something for a script or like trying to hit a soundbite. And it's quite obvious. She has the obvious tell of making very direct eye contact with someone when she is not just recalling, she is reciting. But she's also she looks down when she's remembering things, and you can tell if you watch enough of her video, you see different Omarosas. You see an Omarosa who's actually recalling things and you see it in her face where she's actually reacting to the way she felt at the time, and the feelings seem very present, and it's happening in a chronological order that seems legitimate. The emotions aren't happening after the fact, they're happening while she's there, and you can see her reliving them. And then you see the cold hard stare. Her voice, she starts sounding more like Ivanka Trump when she's slinging bullshit too. It's that breathy voice of, I'm the adult in the room, right, Daddy? She emulates Ivanka, and it's funny because there was one moment where somebody questioned her on the inconsistency that she's since cleaned up about not having heard the tapes when she wrote the book, having heard the tapes afterwards. But she goes from this Ivanka Trump noir edition, this I hate you, but I'm gonna flirt with you, girly girl voice, to, girl, have you even read my book? And it's like, there's the real Omarosa. There's Omarosa. Enough with it. The best thing Omarosa could do is drop the Ivanka Trump impression. That would do wonders for her credibility. Shake off that weird Stepford Wife chocolate edition shit. And that was not racist. That was racial, as she says. Joke. Let's not go crazy here. But, this is a really interesting phenomenon. And this is where I'm going to leave it, because Omarosa is actually doing a public service just by being the unlikable cartoon reality TV show villain that we've come to know her as. If she did record that in the Situation Room, she has done the nation a favor by exposing that was possible. I am still extremely skeptical that is the case. But if it's true, we need to know that now, when it's relatively little damage, like someone like Omarosa, as opposed to a foreign actor or something like that. Why am I saying we? I'm in Canada. But it affects us up here. If the most secure parts of the U.S. government are not secure, we're their nearest neighbor. That can affect us too. But it's also showing how the media chases ratings too. I have seen segment after segment after segment that either addresses her credibility problem or discusses her credibility problem. And standard practice is, if you do not find a source to be credible, you do not report that source. And so what's happening with the media on this is that they are reporting something based on really only her word and spotty corroboration from the tapes she has, and the White House not denying that she was fired in the Situation Room. You're not supposed to do that. But it just shows how, in the era of the rolling deadline and the constant news cycle and the ratings, journalistic integrity has just gone out the freaking window. I give credit to the reporters who do go out of their way to try to make it news. Ari Melber's done this. Ali Velshi and Stephanie Rule did this. They've admitted to a discomfort with this whole topic, and they've said that their sort of cutoff was there were tapes. The White House is not denying those tapes are legitimate. They're just calling her a lowlife. So there are tapes. We can accept what we hear with our own ears. At least there's that. Others on MSNBC and other networks just refer to her credibility problem, but then they go on and discuss her allegations as if they're true. You can't do that. But we are seeing the unspooling of one of the most important public services we have in terms of free discourse, a free and fair press. We are seeing it unspool thanks to Omarosa. And I think it's because they don't take her seriously. I think they look down on her as this reality TV villain. They don't think that's legitimate. She's not their kind of person. They did sort of the same thing with Stormy Daniels for a while, and by reflection, they some of them turn up their nose at Michael Avenatti too, because he represents a stripper, he represents a porn star, snooty. Underestimate these people at their own peril. Media, they're using you as much as Trump is playing you. And it's kind of pathetic to see, because these people are drawing really good salaries and just being wag the dog like whoa on this. So those are my thoughts about Omarosa. See, it wasn't totally vapid. I wasn't just gonna do drama 2 days in a row. I just did a video asking you guys about drama, and I guess this is kind of news, but this is drama. This is drama. Impersonating news. It's drama. There's no geopolitical relevance to Omarosa. It all comes back to this idea of whether the president is a racist. And at this point, people's opinions on that are so formulated that you don't need Omarosa. If there's a tape of him using the N-word, I think that actually probably is publicly relevant at this point. And I think it should be brought forward if someone has it. Now, I get that there are some contractual issues with NBC that it's why the tape hasn't come forward, but you should be able to fight that. You should be able to fight NDAs, things like that, if it's in the matter of public interest. If this has to do with the character and credibility of a person who is where the buck stops regarding regarding decisions that affect large numbers of citizens, even small numbers of citizens, if it affects people, if people have power over the lives of other people, this stuff's relevant. And we should, there is a public right to know that should supersede NDAs. But as some of you said in responses to the video on Monday, corporations have, it's overriding government as the true power over our lives. And that's something I'd like to talk about more, but that's for Feedback Friday. That's all I'm going to say, oh my God, about Omarosa. Thanks for watching. I'm so sorry I made an Omarosa video.